Joining us this morning is Allison Palmiero Brady from Palmiero Toyota in Meadville. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning, Luke. I don't know if you can hear me, though.
I can hear you. Yes.
Fantastic.
I can't see you, but I can hear you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Wonderful. Yes, for some reason, my camera's deciding not to work. So I got my microphone on. Now I'm going through all my privacy settings and trying to get on that as well. So I think we're getting there. So.
Well, good. Well, while you work on that, let's get caught up with a big event you hosted last week. It was the 15th annual Give Back program, and what a great success. We were saying last week on the show, Allison, that it felt like it was the first year, that the excitement just continues to build each and every year. And that's amazing, and a tribute to you, your staff, and the folks involved. Hey! So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, it was a fantastic program, and we thank you all for helping us with it. Sorry about the horrible light background. Like I said, my iPad chose not to work, so we're doing this by a cellular phone. So
sure.
But no, it was fantastic. It was great to have everybody here. You know, the 13th year, it's hard to believe because we started that whole process a while ago, and just had an idea for a small little event. There we go. That's a little bit better. Small little event where we could do it and have a few people vote, and then it turned into hundreds of people coming to vote and picking charities, and 42 charities, and that just made everything so much better. So, very excited.
And it seems like every year something gets added into the mix, and there's some special things that got added this year, and we can talk about that in a moment. But go back to that first year. How did the whole idea come about?
Actually, I think you might know Becky Arbuckle was here at the time, and she and I had talked about doing something a little bit different with charities or voting, and rightly so, being a larger business, a lot of solicitations come and can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And we have always been very clear that, if you're one of our customers, we want to try to help out, the different charities. And then we just really started talking about where the money comes from. And obviously the money comes from our customers using our facility. So we started figuring out, well, if the customers use the money, shouldn't they also say what charities they want to spend it to? So we ended up coming up with like a little form. We called some charities, got them to write a little blip. And like I said, I think we had 5 the first year, and then it went to 8. And we just said, what would you do with $2,500? Because that's the money we had saved up that year, and we were just trying to figure out how to spend it. And so it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then, had a lot of other people help me along the way. And then we got to this point where, this year already, we're looking for how much money we want to save up for next year. So we save up the money all year long, and then we do our one time of the year where we, give the money out to charities. So a lot of people will come and say, hey, can you sponsor this? And we just say, hey, come to our Give Back program. If you participate in it, you're guaranteed something. So that's the thing. You have to be a 501c3 to get the Toyota match. So that's why we try to make sure that everyone is a 501c3, and we do ask that it stays local. So that's the other big part. Those are really the only 2 stipulations.
It's amazing just watching the program. You mentioned going from, a few at the beginning to what you have now, and it's amazing. But it's also been amazing watching the journey of each of these organizations as they grow through the years. And some of it, their causes are the same, but others, they've grown in what their mission is.
It is. And it's incredible because I think a lot of people think they know what the charities do, but then you sit there and you read and realize how many other things they do. And one of the ones I use all the time is active aging. I mean, active aging, what they do is obviously they do the meals for the people that are housed in, but they also will bring pet food for the animals because they explained it to us that they found these people were giving their pets their food and not eating it themselves. And so that's why they started that program. And then the different things like in Cambridge Springs with all the stuff they're doing with the museums and then the railroad. And, it's so exciting to see a lot of these really, really fun areas. And the Smith sisters have always been a part, and they've done different charities through the years. But the Conneaut Lake Historical Society has always been one that is a part of it. And if you look at all the things they do, their different projects. It's very cool. Very, very cool.
Well, and the other thing Give Back allows is for other people to get to learn about these organizations. So you go, I didn't know that. And they learn more about them.
Right. And a lot of people, like at Christmas time, they've said, well, what do you get someone who has everything? I mean, a charitable donation is something I think is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, as a dealership, we tend to do things like that instead of like buying for each other, just because, that's just our mission here. But, for the charities to know that this is also a good place to promote themselves. And we've asked them this year to send us information so we can house it on our YouTube channel, and just different ideas of how to get in touch with these charities and different ways to be able to give money to them. And, some of the missions speak to you. This year with my mother wanting to do the Founders Grant to the WINS Project, and then as well as the free clinic. And what we were told by the WINS Project is that allowed them to have food through March. And that is
Wow.
huge, to know that that kind of money can go a very long way. I mean, that's 4 months of food that they were trying to acquire. Now, granted, there were a lot of other donations than that one, but that's how a lot of places have to do these things. So we've been trying to, say it in a quick thing, what you can do with the money, and then that way it can be helpful. And if you see the Toyota commercial, and I think it might actually air tomorrow night, that the National Toyota commercial, it's like no one's watching. And I think that really, with Toyota itself, talks about the difference to giving back to the community. And I'm very excited about that commercial this year that's going to be aired soon. It's a neat one. But you have all these people that make a difference. I mean, stopping out and voting for your charity made a difference for the charity. And I think a lot of people think, well, if I can't give thousands of dollars, really, does it help? It helps. Every $5, every vote, everything like that really can make a difference to what these people are doing without having to go out and raise funds. So it's something that we really enjoy. My father, and I remember years and years ago, my father started with Dave Roncolata at Allegheny College, and used to get a couple families and find out what they wanted for Christmas. And so it was mystery families, and he would go buy for them and drop them off and do all that. So we've always thought about families at Christmas time, which I think is, the very easy way to do it. And that's why we give Giving Tuesday. But our hope is that people think about the charities all year long, and we put them on our website. And hey, if something, fortunate happens to you and you want to pay it forward, there's some great charities that can use everybody's help.
Well, a good start is, beginning of November is when you start having people come in to vote. So for that whole month, that's the top of their mind. And as people are coming in, of course, the organizations are encouraging folks to go in and vote for them. But it's also a chance for them they might know of, the Academy Theater. But this really gives them an opportunity to really learn more about them and what kind of expenses they face during the year. It's really a great opportunity to, again, you think you know something about somebody, but this really gives you a chance to really know them.
Right. And then if you look at the Meadville Lions Club, which is another one of our winners. So when Junior Achievement needed funds and different things that they needed this year, the Lions Club helped them and did a virtual bingo. Huh. And so it was really neat. So that, the Lions Club pitches in there. They have their glasses program. It's amazing how many things the Lions Club does. And then the Academy Theater, I think a lot of us truly appreciate, having good theater here because their shows are phenomenal. But to maintain that building and to keep the historical visions of that building. I remember seeing movies there, and I think a lot of people remember going to the show or remember when it was this. And as you know, with everything, to maintain a historical building itself is hard, but to heat it is even worse. And then, when you put on shows, the rights to put on some of those shows are just so expensive. And you have to pay for every show, by every seat, by everything. And, bless the Academy Theater, they make it very reasonable to go to their shows. So things like this really help not only the building and the attendees, but also the pricing to keep it in Crawford County so that it is reasonable for people to go see a great show. And some of their shows that they have put on, you just drop your mouth and you're like, how in the world is that happening right here?
Right.
And they continue to do it year after year. And, they audition local people and they give people a chance to fill their dreams right here in Meadville. So very excited. And the Academy Theater, they can get people to vote. They definitely, I don't know if you vote and then they also make you audition for like parts or costumes or anything like that. I'm not quite sure how they pull it off, but they sure know how to do it. And they are just such an asset to Meadville, and so happy that they were a part of our winners. And then our recreational rails to trails, French Creek, the things again in Meadville, trying to build all of the things right here in town. It really, those three winners really are like what Give Back is supposed to do. And they continue to give back, it just keeps going in a circle. So it's a very exciting program. Like I said, we're excited for the 14th year. If people go, oh, I wish I would have voted, or, oh, I missed it, we do still have our Toys for Tots box, which I know people have everywhere. So if you missed voting this year, if you want to drop off a toy, feel free, or any of the Toys for Tots places. But, it's nice too to be able to get that going at the same time. So a lot of people are like, oh, I just want to drop off a toy. Well, we'll take that too. So that's good.
Wow. Let's do this real quick. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel and listening to it on the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. Allison Palmiero Brady with us from Palmiero Toyota, just coming off the Give Back program. Big celebration at the end of November. You mentioned how other organizations kind of step up too during this time. Was it St. James Haven that you gave the Extra Mile Award to?
Yes. That gentleman, to make people aware of the homelessness he biked his bicycle every day to vote and put 390 miles on his bike.
Wow.
So when he said that the last day, he's like, well, I probably should just do another 10 just to be 400. I mean, and you knew November. Right. It was not beautiful days. But so on top of, voting for his charity, he created an awareness for a lot of people. So that's why for the first time we did the Extra Mile Award. So they had won the $1,500, but we put another $400 in it just because I think it's those silent heroes that really let you know how fortunate you are, but also how fortunate we are that people in this community really are trying to do great things. And that's the news stories that we love. And so, so St. James Haven ended up being a $1,900 winner instead of a $1,500 winner because of one person and his extra mile to try to, make awareness for the homeless.
The other thing that's fascinating is the employees' reactions and their excitement when you mention something to them, and they just light up and talking about it. Oh, we saw this person came in, they voted. It's great. Or this organization, it's very exciting to learn about them or talk about them. They also kind of get just as excited about the whole thing.
Absolutely, and we have some great customers. Well, Colleen from Quilts of Valor. Stitches of Valor. I'm sorry. Their names change every once in a while. She is always our first person. She comes in, she votes, she's here every day, and everybody knows her, and it's one of those things that on top of what we do, we get our customers to come in and just stop by and say hi and do the right things for charities and stuff like that. So it is a lot of excitement. It's nice for us to take a break from what we do every day and see our customers. And yes, they all read about the charities. The employees get to vote. They take their voting very seriously. Like they are out there and they are reading and they are trying to figure out what they think is best for their vote. And we love it. We love it. And we're very fortunate because so many people use our service department. So we know the customers. We know the people coming in to vote. Jokingly, but not jokingly, the last day we saw 6 people come in, and honestly, I thought they were from the Lions Club or the Academy Theater because these people come in packs. And they're like, "Oh, can we look at a car?" And we're like, "Oh, yeah, we do. We're sorry, we do that. Yes, we can sell cars. We can service cars. We just thought you were here to vote." So it does take over the dealership in a great way for that whole month.
That's exciting. And as you mentioned at the beginning, you're able to do this because of the support that you get from the community as well. How was 2022, and what are you looking forward to in 2023?
2022, yes. I mean, it's been interesting. Luckily we still, although it doesn't look like we have cars, we're just selling them before they get here. So we've been fortunate enough to be able to support the program as strongly as we can. 23, we're really excited. I don't think cars are going to change a lot, and that could be a whole morning show topic, right?
Sure.
So they are building them, but the demand has just been so high, pent-up demand and supply chain and all those words that people could win, bingo games on right now. But it's trying to get better. So luckily, Toyota is going to be fine. Like, we're going to have product. We have new product coming. Our all-new Sequoia is amazing, and we have a lot of fantastic hybrids. Palmiero Toyota is going to put in charging stations, even though, Pennsylvania is not a ZEV state yet, and we don't really have electric vehicles that we're selling here. We are getting ahead of the times in doing that. We put in a new service drive floor and things like that just to help our service department. So very excited about 23. The Give Back program, we have like some different ideas that are completely unique. So we're very excited about that. In September, we'll ask charities to start applying, and then we gather all their information. So if you have our information and you were a charity this year, you automatically will get information for next year. But if you don't, just go to our website and just let Carrie know, "Hey, I'm interested in applying for the Give Back program next year. Please put me on the list." And we'll continue to do those things. But no, I think 23 is going to be good. It's going to unfortunately be kind of the same with supply and demand, but we'll get there. Yeah. It's going to be fine. We're just going to keep on going. And like I said, we're still going to have the Give Back program. It'll be our 14th year.
Oh, wow.
And just like the founder's donation, if there's anybody who really would like to donate money to our charity or anything like that, I mean, we have all the information here. Stop by. You don't have to be a part of the Give Back program, but at least you can learn more about the charities or go on our website, and feel free to do an angel donation or find one of these charities and help them out, because they really need help this year. It's hard enough to get paid employees. I can't imagine what it's like to get volunteers. So any charity donations that can be given, we would really appreciate, either through our Give Back program or just help the charities themselves.
You mentioned kind of looking for September to get the information out, but I'm sure the conversation is almost year round where, you have, "Hey, what about this?" Or, "Mark this down. We'll talk about it this fall."
Absolutely. And we always give out the money on Giving Tuesday. It's just a very easy time to remember when we're going to do the money. So it's great.
You have so many organizations taking part in this. Is there room for more, or is it?
Yes. The only thing we ask is we do a cutoff. So, the day is the day. So if we say we have to have your stuff in by here, we do, because we have to go through the website. We've got to check all the background to make sure that they do qualify for a charity. And it's a lot to get voting ready. So we'll take as many as we can get. If I have to buy another long table for voting, we will definitely do that. But our cutoff time is our cutoff time. And we used to have, if you won once, you can't participate again. That's not the case. So, it's open to all. Any charity that's willing to work for votes, we encourage them to come in and participate next year.
Palmiero also involved in Crawford Gives this year. Does it ever amaze you just the amount of eagerness from the folks here in Crawford County to give to these great organizations?
I love it. Christian does such a fabulous job with that program. And, it's when your money can double, it's huge. And so that is one that we don't ask them to be a part of the Give Back program. We just give to them separately because they've got enough going on. But yeah, that is a great program. And like you said, I mean, to get the money back in the community is fantastic. And the businesses around here heavily support that program. And I'm so glad that they do.
Well, you handed out over $52,000 this year, and it's a great success.
Thank you.
Allison, congratulations. the Give
Thank
Back
you.
program. Look for it next fall. It'll
Yes,
be back.
and thank you again to you as well as Joe Vilke, because, to be able to get the information out there and for you to deal, I got here on my own, which is kind of amazing because, you at least get us online. The fact that I was able to jump on a Zoom call without you or Carrie is pretty much amazing. So, you make it look a lot easier than it is. And I appreciate the hour that you run ahead of time so that we go live at 5:30. So thank you so much for your support of the program, getting the information out there and letting people be able to watch from home, I think is so critical. So appreciate the morning drill and Vilke and everybody who helps us get that word out there.
Thanks, Allison. All the best.
Thank you. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too. Take care.
Take care.